Hi, I'm Jeff Dixon. Welcome to the Dixon on Disney Archives, where we take a look at some of the things that are in my personal collection that have meaning to me and have something to do with liking, loving the stuff that Walt Disney has created through the years, and then maybe a life lesson or two along the way as well. Again, not the official Disney Archives. That's awesome. This stuff is not quite that awesome, but it's kind of fun. And what I want you to do today is meet a friend of mine. This is, you recognize him, you know him, you love him. He is Sheriff Woody. You know the characters of Buzz Lightyear and Sheriff Woody from the Toy Story films, Toy Story 1, 2, 3, 4, that Disney Pixar combination that brought computer animation to what really was a level that was unprecedented, really. In film industry, and also a breakthrough film in so many ways. The character voiced by Tom Hanks, and made a great counterpart to the dashing Buzz Lightyear toy that everybody wanted, because Woody was a little bit older type toy with a little pull string in the back, and didn't have all the bells and whistles that a Buzz Lightyear did, but we discovered that when a toy is well loved, it really does come to life. Now, this particular item is interesting, and it is certainly worn, and I think one of the things that the Toy Story movies remind us of is that when toys are played with, they are loved and they are well worn along the way, and of course, as the toys explain it, that's what they live for. They live to be played with, which I think there's a whole lot of lessons in that as well. I think that one of the downsides of collecting some things, at least for me, was in the early days, is I would get something in a collection, someone would say, well, don't get it out of the box, or don't take it out or mess with it because it's less valuable. And that very well may be true when it comes to monetary value. But for me as a collector, to be able to hold on to it, to be able to look at it, be able to display it, pull it off the shelf, kind of like we're doing in these videos, that's where the real value is to me. And of course, when you're a collector, it all matters what makes it valuable to you. And so Toy Story teaches us that lesson. This particular edition of Sheriff Woody is not one that you can actually buy or never could buy in the Disney parks. It's not one that you're going to find very often on eBay. If you do and you really are a collector, I would suggest to you that you grab it while it's there. It is definitely a limited edition, and probably of all the stuff that I have in the Dixon on Disney archives, probably when it comes to monetary value, may be worth as much, if not more, than some of the other pieces that are out there. Reason is because this was a promotional piece. It was put out when the very first Toy Story film came out. It was designed by Frito-Lay. They were the ones that kind of held the marketing piece with this, and so it was used with the Lay's potato chips and some of those Lay's products that were put out there to stores. And so this was part of what was in some of the grocery stores as a prop. There weren't that many of them made. They were seen, and of course anybody who was a collector immediately recognized that they had value and gobbled them up as quickly as they were taken off of display. And this actually came to me via a family member who worked for the company at the time and knew that I was a big Disney fan, and knew that when they had the opportunity to grab it, it would be a great gift to give to me. So the value of this is not just the worth, not just in the fact that I love the films, but also that it was given to me by a family member. And also it reminds me too of that incredible story about how toys really are such an important part of a kid's life. And when a kid gives a value to a toy, it makes it larger than life. It makes it real. In our lives, we give value to a variety of things. And what I value, you may not value. What's important to me may not be important to you. But don't ever underestimate the things that people value, because it screams volumes about their life and what they think is important and how they view the world. And I think that sometimes we get so old and we grow up so fast that we lose that childhood imagination that lets us have a sense of fun, lets us ask the question why, lets us dream dreams, lets us chase dreams. We spend far too much time being practical because we know now how the world works, and we lose a little bit of our imagination, and we don't see the world with as much wonder as we used to. My advice to you is face every day with an enthusiasm and a childlikeness for life not childishness, childlikeness, because that will make all the difference. Toy Story, all 4 movies, Sheriff Woody, Buzz Lightyear, are all characters that remind us of that. And so for me, when I get to see this guy sitting in my office every day in the archives, I am reminded of that. He's fun, he makes me smile, and I think that he is a very important part of my archive collection. That's just what I think about it. Have a great day. Face it with a childlike enthusiasm. And I look forward to joining you again for another trip through the archives in the days ahead.